Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Fallout 3. So we're still here in the Citadel, aka the Pentagon, aka the Brotherhood of Steel headquarters. And this seems to be a rather extensive place with lots of people to talk to. So I will continue to look around and see if I can find more people to talk to. I am looking specifically for this one person, Scribe Rothschild, for pre-war computer access. I remember there were a few terminals in the library, so I want to go back and check them out. But this guy seems to be in a different building anyway, so I won't find him in here. So let's maybe first make sure we have explored the rest of this building. And yeah, since I can actually take stuff, I should look for some valuable loot as well. We did talk to her already. And this is just more random stuff. Okay, and now I'm back on the corridor, it would seem. This is to ring B. Don't want to go there yet. The den. Okay, I haven't been inside here yet. Let's talk to this guy, Paladin Kodiak.
Hail. Name's Greg. Greg Bear. Most of the guys just call me Kodiak. Heard about that mess over at the Purifier. Don't you worry. You're safe here.
Well, that's good to know. Okay, don't need to ask about the holotech, so let's just ask everything else. What's with that Gallows guy? Why am I so interested in that one person?
Gallows? He's not a bad guy, truth be told. He just doesn't talk much. And if it ain't soldiering, that boy has no time for it. Tell you what, though, he's the meanest son of a bitch around here. All business. The rest of us, we get our R&R in, not Gallows. There's even a betting pool on who can find out his real name. Talk to Glade about it. He'll tell you.
Okay, well, does this mean I can participate in the betting pool? Maybe try to find out his real name? But whatever, how did you end up in the Brotherhood?
Now that's a story. The only reason I'm here is because of Elder Lyons. You see, I grew up in the pit. Don't suppose you ever been there, huh?
Well, not yet.
It's about 500 clicks to the northwest. Place is a nightmare. 3 irradiated rivers coming together. People there were not well. But the Brotherhood of Steel came down on the place with a righteous hammer. They called it the Scourge.
Okay, sounds like a nice place, you should go back. How rude. No, tell me more about the Scourge.
It was a Brotherhood operation. They marched in and swept the place clean. Most of the people there were half-mutated, cancerous, vile things. And these people, rape gangs, torture squads, it was pure chaos there. The Scourge is the best thing that could have happened to it.
Okay.
This was way back, before the Citadel was fortified. Part of the early recon after the Brotherhood first arrived in this area. One night, a squad of brothers led by Paladin Lyons swept into the city from over Mount Wash, tearing apart anyone who stood against them. They were completely outnumbered, and still they razed that place to the ground.
Okay, so they just killed everyone and destroyed everything? How did you escape? What made them so terrible? Huh, I'm sorry, are you still talking? Yeah, what exactly made these people so terrible?
The rivers. Even after the war, they were still flowing, but irradiated and filled with God knows what else. I saw things there I can't even begin to describe. I was only, 8 years old when I left? Hell of a thing for a kid to go through.
All right, and how exactly did you escape?
As they swept through, the Brotherhood policed up every non-mutie child they could find. Turns out there weren't that many. Me and maybe 20 others. The younger we were, the less of a chance that we were mutated. It was ugly work, no doubt, but it had to be done. I'll never forget the sight of the Brotherhood of Steel breaching the breast of the mountain at dawn.
Okay, so basically they rescued a few children and killed everyone else. I mean, I wasn't there, but that seems kinda excessive. How did you end up back here? What happened to your parents? What happened to the other kids from the pit? That's awful. How could the Brotherhood do that? Yeah, how did your parents fare in all of this?
Hell if I know. I never knew them. I lived on the street and fought with rats for food.
And what happened to the other kids from the pit?
All of them became initiates. Most of them went on to become brothers. A lot fell in action. I'm the only survivor of the scourge of the pit, still stationed at the Citadel.
Okay, so basically they made all these kids recruits. And how did you end up back here?
Elder Lyons brought us all back to the Citadel. He said it was the safest place he knew of. This place was still being converted. He put us in as initiates and kept a watchful eye over us. He was tough, but he taught us to stay alive. The man's like a father to me.
All right, well, that's pretty amazing, Kodiak. Oh, you're done. Sorry I nodded off there. I mean, if you're not interested in his story, then just don't talk to him. But don't pretend that you're interested and then tell them you're not. So yeah, that's pretty amazing, I guess.
Nah. The amazing thing is Elder Lyons. He risked everything. Went in outmanned and outgunned. I'll never be able to thank him enough. So I do my best to serve the Brotherhood. I know that's what he really wants. In time, I'm sure you'll understand.
Well, if you say so. Let's talk about some other stuff. What about the Enclave?
There's meat under that armor, and meat in the ground.
That is a very basic, but I guess a correct assessment. What about super mutants?
Hell, I've killed more of those yellow Frankensteins than any other member of the Pride. Except maybe Gallows, those crazy solo night ops of his.
But I mean, nobody really knows what he's doing. Maybe he's just full of shit. Maybe he doesn't actually do anything that amazing. He's just being very secretive about it. So tell me more about Lion's Pride.
Now, I see the Brotherhood's one thing, but the Pride, best of the best. Every damn one of us. Handpicked by Sentinel Lyons herself.
Okay, and what is your combat specialization in Lion's Pride?
Hell, I do it all. Recon, demolition, tactical assault. Guess you could say I'm the Pride's jack of all trades.
So basically, you do not have a specialization. Okay, gotta go.
Stand strong.
Alright, so that's another person we talked to. Let's have a look around here. Oh, I can just take
Need something, friend?
holodecks from here and pretend I took them off a fallen Paladin. Anyway, we got another one here. Oh, it's Glade.
Need something, friend?
Can I talk to you, please?
Glad to see you and that egghead Lee made it here in one piece. I heard what happened to that purifier. Hell of a thing.
Why do you call her an egghead? But yeah, you're the one with the betting pool, right? I want to talk about that.
You figure out his name yet? Yeah, I thought not.
Well, why not tell me more about that betting pool? Maybe I want to participate. Then again, I wonder how they will verify, like, the correct answer. Suppose I go and talk to Gallows and somehow make him tell me his real name. How would you be able to tell that I'm not lying or making something up? And how will you be able to, give the betting pool to the winner unless you already know his real name? I'm not sure how this is supposed to work. But apparently I can't actually ask anything else about it. So let's talk about the Enclave.
Man, I don't know. Fighting uglies is one thing, but we've never gone up against anyone that well trained or organized. Even their tech is better. Don't get me wrong, the Pride's in it to win it. And I'll go down shooting if I have to. I just hope I don't have to.
Alright, that seems to be a fairly realistic assessment. And a little bit more profound than what, Kodiak had to tell me. What about super mutants?
Man, nothing dies like an ugly. I once saw Colvin snipe the leg off one at 200 yards. Thing pirouetted like a figure skater.
Yeah, the mechanics in this game sometimes do weird things. I can attest to that. Tell me about Lion's Pride.
You, my friend, are talking about the most elite fighting force ever assembled within the Brotherhood of Steel. Each of us was handpicked by Sentinel Alliance herself. You can't even realize what an honor that is. Sarah defines combat excellence.
All right. And what's your job in the Lion's Pride?
Me? Heavy weapons, miniguns, missile launchers. If it's bigger than a human and goes boom, I'm all over it.
Yeah, I mean, he's even carrying his, minigun with him at the moment. Do you expect, an ambush inside here or something? Anyway, gotta go.
Of course.
But yeah, maybe I should try to talk to that Gallows guy again and see if I can figure out his name. Network connection not found, dummy terminal inactive. Okay, apparently this is not a terminal I can use. So, let's keep looking around a little bit. I guess this is where the guys are sleeping. Again, since you don't mind me taking your stuff, I will take your stuff. You have to put a big red sign on them if you don't want me to take it. Okay, that's just the door to the B ring again.
But nothing out of the ordinary. The area around Galaxy News Radio is nearly secure.
Let's try to talk to the Gallows guy again, if we can find him.
You honor us with your presence here.
Yeah, we did talk to her. That's the sniper, right? Okay, here's Gallows. Let's see if we can figure out his name. Maybe a high speech check will do the trick.
What?
So, what's your real name?
What's the pool up to now, anyway? Nice try, though.
Okay, apparently he is aware of that pool. Oh, there is a speech check, but surprisingly it is not even 100%, even though I have maximum speech already. Can't we work something out? Maybe share the winnings? I mean, that's interesting. Seems kind of dishonorable. Come on, it will really throw those guys for a loop if you tell me. I mean, I can't increase my speech anymore, so this is as good as it's going to get. Let's try it.
Fine.
There we go.
I'm tired of this game. Irving. My name's Irving. There. Go collect your money. Maybe now they'll leave me alone about it.
That seems slightly underwhelming, but okay.
And so we part.
And so we part. Okay, let's see if I can collect my winnings now.
What's on your mind?
You heard what the others have been saying about the Enclave?
You're kidding me, right? 10 soldiers in devil suits, and you lose your nerve? Those Enclave troops are a joke.
Right. Good point.
You
Look,
shouldn't
either way,
underestimate your
we could
enemies.
hit the Bailey later and run through some drills. Sound good?
Roger that.
You shouldn't underestimate your enemies. That's never a good thing. Okay, there he is. No, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to Glade.
Good to see you in one piece, partner. What can I do for you?
Now, I found out Gallows' real name. The question is, will he believe me?
Really? You're kidding me. What is it?
You never did tell me what I'd win. It's Irving. On second thought, I think I'll keep it to myself. Yeah, what exactly is inside the betting pool?
Good point. The pool is up to about 1,000 caps these days. Now,
Okay.
come on. What's his name?
That's actually quite the amount. Okay, it's Irving.
Irving? Are you serious? Oh, man. Wait until the other guys hear this. Irving! Here's the pool. You earned it.
Okay, so he's just going to take me by my word. That is flattering. Of course, maybe Irving or whatever his real name is actually lied to me. Maybe it's not actually his name. How are we supposed to verify that? But whatever, he gave me the money. That's really all that counts.
Of course.
The Brotherhood
All right.
is at your service.
There we go. I managed to make some very quick and decent amount of money here. Now we do have stairs. I'm not sure if they go anywhere. Okay, this is just back to the courtyard. But I feel that I probably have seen everything in here. Oh no, we have like a lab and an armory. I guess I will try to check that out as well. Yeah, if I want to go to my next quest, I will have to completely leave this building. Oh, there's someone I haven't talked to yet.
Hail to you. By the traction of hospitality and on the word of Elder Lyons, I welcome you to the Citadel.
Thank
I
you.
am Star Paladin Cross, Keeper of the Arm, and Seneschal to Elder Lyons. And I am honored to say I was acquainted with your father. Now, what may I do to help you?
Well, let's see. Let's maybe talk about my father.
I did, and you as well. Long ago, I helped guard the water purifier against the super mutant horde. When your father left, I escorted the two of you to Megaton. He was
Interesting.
a noble man. I was saddened to hear of his passing. But from what I've heard, he died with honor. He died for you. I only pray that my own death has such meaning.
Well, I guess that he did. I loved him so much. I'll never forget him. Why does it matter how a man dies? Death is death. He died as he lived. A selfish asshole. I mean, you may say a lot about this guy, but this is probably not it. Yeah, I don't know. Sure, I'll never forget him.
And so our deeds are carried on through our sons and our daughters. Continue to remember him fondly. Continue to tell his story, and continue to do his work. Through you, he shall carry on. But now I must ask you a difficult question, if I have your leave to do so.
A difficult question. Oh, karma, by all means ask. I don't suppose I could stop you. I don't think I've ever seen this kind of option before. So I guess you need a certain amount of karma, positive or negative, in order to get this dialogue. But sure, go ahead, ask.
I escorted your father across the wastes. It was the best I could contribute to his efforts to restore fresh water to the people. I would like the honor of escorting you in your journey to complete his work.
Okay, you want to come with me? What about the Enclave? I would be honored, Star Paladin Cross, perhaps later. Yeah, what about the Enclave?
As a Star Paladin, I answer only to Elder Lyons. He has given me leave to pursue the restoration of Project Purity, as I see fit. By aiding you in your travels, I shall fulfill that mission as best I am capable.
I would be honored, Star Paladin Cross, perhaps later. So basically, she's offering to become a companion. That's very blunt. Also, will I still be able to keep dog meat? Or is this just like one companion and dog meat counts like as a full companion? But I guess I can take her with me, at least for the time being, and see how this works out. And I can still send her away, I suppose. So sure, I would be honored, I suppose.
Then I shall follow your leave and submit to your command. As James's child, I know I don't need to explain, but I am not your servant. If I do not like the path your actions take, I will return here. Now, let us go forward. Crush the Enclave and fulfill your father's mission.
Okay, so I guess she probably only becomes my companion if I have like enough good karma. And I mean, Dogmeat's still here, so I guess she didn't replace him as my companion. Alright. I can work with that. So all of a sudden I have a new companion. And it happened pretty quickly. But I kind of want to talk to her again before I continue.
There is a foul stench on the wind. Let us not tarry for long.
We are inside. There's no wind here. Wait here. Let's talk about your tactics. Let's trade equipment. Oh, well, I mean, it's good that she can actually, like, carry stuff, presumably. We must part ways. Paladin Cross, let's go. So I can tell her to wait. I wonder what happens if I tell her to just leave me. Will she leave permanently or can I just collect her again? I'm not exactly sure how companions work in this game. And I mean, this is like the first quote-unquote real companion I came across. So, yeah, let's talk about your tactics maybe.
I am open to your suggestions.
I want you to change your combat style. Let's talk about how close you're following me. Enough about tactics. Yeah, what is your combat style?
A member of the Brotherhood is trained in all weapons as an initiate. What do you wish?
I want you to use ranged weapons. I like what you're doing. Stick with the melee. Let's talk about something else. Okay, currently she's using melee. Alright.
I shall remain vigilant.
I guess that's fine. I mean, I'm a little bit worried that she will get herself killed. I know that, like, Dogmeat has an unreasonably high health bar. I'm not sure about her. But, I mean, I guess we will find out. Oh, well, look at that. It's, Dr. Lee.
Enclave troops have fortified the Purifier complex. With those
I need to collect my wits and figure out what to do next. Excuse
Okay,
me.
can't talk to her at the moment. And here's everyone else. Gaza is still not doing so great, but I mean, at least
I'm here for your progress report.
he's alive.
Modified recon armor.
You're a bit early today, sir. Regardless, I'm happy to report that the development of the Mark II Recon Armor Unit is proceeding as planned.
Excellent. I'm a bit concerned, though. Last week you mentioned a possible delay in the secondary modifications.
I'm afraid that there may be a delay, sir. So far, I haven't been able to salvage a fellulator unit from the parts that we have on hand.
You will make do, Bowditch. You always do.
Thank you,
Bowditch.
sir. I appreciate it.
Can I
The
talk to
Brotherhood
you?
is at your service.
Oh, yes, hello, I've heard about you. We don't get many strangers here in the Citadel, especially those who walk about unescorted.
Well, I
am
kind of have
Scribe
an
Bowditch.
escort now.
If you require something, simply ask.
Tell me more about the outcasts.
It's a rather sad story, I'm afraid. Last year, some of our soldiers had grave disagreements with the decisions of Elder Lyons. Disagreements spiraled out of control, and there was a schism in the ranks. The loyal soldiers practically threw out the dissenters. Now they call themselves the Outcasts.
What sort of disagreement did they have? Who were the exiles? What are you doing about them? I mean, I kind of know about the disagreements, but sure, let's hear it again.
Where Elder Lyons has fought to protect the people of the capital wasteland, the Outcasts demanded we move on and leave them to their fates. They insisted there was more important technology to be recovered in a scientific base in the ruins of Fort Independence to the west. As callous as their decision may be, it's more in line with our original mission. Elder Lyons is an inspiration to us, but to them, he's a traitor.
Right. And who were these exiles?
The soldiers rallied behind Paladin Kasdan, who was one of Elder Lyons' original squad. They served together for over 20 years. Kasdan was well respected and every bit as loyal to the Brotherhood as Elder Lyons. He just disagreed with the interpretations of our oaths. But when disagreements turned into fistfights, he left with the Outcasts. We lost more allies that day than we ever have to any battle.
Yeah, we did talk to Kasten before. It sounds like it was quite a loss. Is there any way to reconcile them? If so many people agreed with him, maybe he has a good point. Well, good riddance to them. If you waver in your oath, you get punished. I don't want to take sides in this, to be honest. So, I don't know. Maybe you can reconcile at some point.
Lyons and Kasdan would have to agree to any sort of reconciliation, and that's pretty unlikely. They're both quite proud and stubborn.
Clearly.
Me, I just wish there was a way we could all agree that at least we're still on the same side. There are bigger problems out there, after all.
Yeah, I don't know. What happens if you happen to meet somewhere in the wastelands? Are you going to fight each other? Yeah, what are you doing about them?
As much as some of our soldiers would like to see them shot for deserting, there's not much we can do. We're too busy with the super mutants. Meanwhile, they're busy seeking out new technology and trying to get back in contact with the Brotherhood out west. So our paths rarely cross, but it's never pretty when they do. I just hope things cool down before it gets worse.
Okay, so you just try to stay out of each other's way. Maybe for the better. Okay, that's enough about them.
It is a rather discouraging subject, isn't it?
It certainly is for you. So, tell me more about scribes.
Why, a great many things. There are 3 orders within the scribes, you see, each dedicated to a different field of study.
Okay, I've already heard that before from the other scribe, but sure, tell it again.
Of course, there's the Order of the Sword, Order of the Shield, and Order of the Quill. The Order of the Sword develops and maintains the Brotherhood's weapons. The Order of the Shield does the same for our power armor and defenses. The Order of the Quill is responsible for recovering and preserving knowledge, ancient and otherwise.
Which order do you serve, Squire Bowditch? I mean, judging from that conversation I just overheard, I would guess Shield.
I am Proctor of the
There
Order
we
of the
go.
Shield. I oversee the others in my order and make sure our defenses are up to snuff. Do you know how long it took to fortify these ruins? From the husk of the Pentagon, I carved a grand citadel. No easy task, my friend. Ah, but that was yesterday, when all we had to worry about was those damn super mutants. The Enclave, now, that's a different problem altogether.
That's the first time someone actually uses the proper or previous name of this place. I almost thought that, no one really remembered what this place used to be called, and that's why they just called it the Citadel. But apparently they are aware of its original name. But okay, that's all I needed.
Very well.
But I have more questions. So, what about the Enclave?
They're sporting some pretty impressive power armor, I'll give them that. The Advanced Mark II. But that's all right. With a few modifications, our own armor will more than handle anything they throw at it.
I happen to have an Enclave power armor. So what you're telling me is if I decide to ever wear power armor, I should use the Enclave one because it's better. And I have like an Outcast power armor as well. I don't think I ever collected like a normal power armor so far. But yeah, let's talk super mutants.
They're relentless, like nothing I've ever seen before. I honestly think they see our brothers in power armor as some kind of canned meal.
That's an
Some of
interesting
the
metaphor.
Pieces we've had brought back. Men and women ripped in half. Some pulled through their armor. Just horrible.
So you think they actually eat you? I mean, they probably do, yes. And he might be able to repair some of my stuff.
I suppose that I can. The Brotherhood can make use of wasteland currency to trade.
Well, maybe not. I think his repair skills are not as good as Moira. I'm not exactly sure what Moira's score is. But it's definitely not as good as the lady from the UFO. She had like 100. But yeah, I guess I don't actually need your repair skills at the moment. So tell me more about the Brotherhood of Steel.
Oh, yes, I can. In fact, I suspect I could write several texts on the various details of the Brotherhood.
Oh dear.
But I suspect you're in a hurry. So what particulars would you like to know?
Well, let's see. What are the central beliefs of the Brotherhood? What have been the highlights of your time with the Brotherhood? What's the biggest challenge the Brotherhood has ever faced? Yeah, let's just ask all of it if I can.
I'm afraid the answer to that is a lot more nuanced than others might suggest. Brotherhood members are sworn to acquire and protect technology of the past, but not everyone interprets these oaths in the same way. Elder Lyons sees these duties as part of a larger dedication to protect the innocent. Some, like the outcasts, disagree with these priorities.
Alright, that's pretty much what I heard before. So what are your highlights of your time with the Brotherhood?
I like to think that I've still got some big achievements left in me, although some of my joints seem to disagree these days. I'll tell you what the lowlights of my time have been, though. Every time I've been shot at. I'm a scribe, not a soldier.
Well, then maybe it's for the better if you just stay down here in the lab. And what's the biggest challenge the Brotherhood has ever faced?
It seems like whichever challenge we're facing is always the biggest one. Survival at first, then expansion, and now cohesion. We've seen plenty of wasteland freaks or would-be dictators. They're not too bad. At least we've faced that sort of thing before. But more recent events, like the schism with the outcasts, those are the problems that worry me.
All right, makes sense.
Okay. Anything else?
Probably not. No, that's it.
Back to work.
Back to work. Can I use your terminal, maybe? Again, this one doesn't seem to work. So, let's just move on. And yep, she's with me now.
You honor us with your presence here.
This is just a random guy, and these guys are
Brotherhood
just
is at your service.
walking around here now without any particular purpose. Liberty Prime operations, what does that mean? Ooh, that's actually someone that is working. And apparently this is the guy we're looking for, and I just found his terminal. Historical records, diagnostic reports, lead scribe's journal, voice emitter test, initiate activation sequence. Not sure how important any of that is, but let's have a look at it. Classified eyes only. So maybe I shouldn't be reading this. Military contract, codename Liberty Prime. Project goal, no less than the creation of the most powerful combat robot the battlefield has ever seen, with the express goal of liberating occupied Anchorage, Alaska from its Chinese aggressors. Summary: the United States Army has succeeded in contracting both ROBCO and General Atomics International to work on their first joint project. The robot they create, Liberty Prime, will be the very embodiment of American military might, a walking, talking, nuke-tossing hero who will remind the world what it means to be a superpower. I am fully confident that the presence of Liberty Prime at the Anchorage front line will be to the Chinese what the Hiroshima bomb was to the Japanese in 1945. General Constantine Chase. I wonder if we will ever see this Liberty Prime. I mean, one of the DLCs is called Operation Anchorage, right? Capital Post article by Walter Streetbeat Munro, Capital Post staff writer. In a startling turnaround from their previous policy of complete covert development, the United States Army has confirmed that they are indeed working on a new superweapon, one designed specifically to crush the Red Chinese invasion force and liberate occupied Anchorage, Alaska once and for all. Speaking at an Army press conference at the Pentagon, General Constantine Chase stated, "No more secrets. The time has come to lay all our cards on the table so the Chinese can see with their own eyes that we've got the winning hand." The United States Army is proud to announce that for the first time in history, General Atomics International and ROBCO have joined forces to create for this great country a super weapon that will leave every single yellow-bellied rat shaking in their commie booties. Unfortunately for our readers, that's as specific as Chase is willing to get. While he and the army are ready for China to know the US is developing a new weapon, they're not quite ready to divulge just what it is or when it will be ready for deployment. All in due time, rest assured, when this weapon is complete, liberty will come to Anchorage and hell will follow. I mean, I guess it's possible that this never actually was built and this is just like propaganda. Letter, Dr. Blumenfeld to General Chase. Well, maybe we will find out more about this. General Chase, I'm sorry, but you're being completely unrealistic. There is simply no way the robot will be combat ready in 3 months. The chassis is complete, all weapon systems are online, and the voice module has been programmed as requested. But power consumption is still our primary concern, and neither Dr. Honeywell nor Park have yet found an acceptable solution. We had hoped to subcontract Vault Tech and utilize the talents of Dr. Brown. Oh dear. That is a familiar name. But apparently he's gone into seclusion working on one of their own projects, and they couldn't reach him at this point if they wanted to, so that's out. I'll give it to you straight, General. This is the biggest robot the world has ever seen, and we just haven't been able to find a power source small enough and powerful enough to get the damn thing running with all its systems online. In 3 months we might be able to guarantee the robot can walk into downtown Anchorage, but all of his weapon systems will be offline. Maybe he can just step on the red shinies. Dr. Stanley Bloomfeld, project lead. Yeah, maybe this never actually was built, at least not completely. Okay, let's have a look at the diagnostic reports. Okay, these are recent. Here are the results of the latest robot diagnostic. Mobility, 0%. Navigation translation, 0%. Internal processes, 46%. Weapon systems, 45%. Power management, 37%. Voice module, 100%. Okay, so they kind of made his voice before anything that is actually like important for a combat robot. That is rather telling. Scribe Rothschild is confident that by redistributing power from the weapons and mobility subsystems, we'll be able to bring power management up to at least 67%. Enough to successfully carry out a full activation sequence. So I guess there is like, I don't know, the basics of the robot, but it probably never actually worked. Scribe Rothschild has completed a new full diagnostic of the robot. Here are those results. Somehow it has gotten worse, or is it like the older one? This actually might be the older one. But still, voice module 100% and the rest is not great. It has been determined that the recent feedback spike, which resulted in overall system degradation, was in fact caused by the installation of the newer power capacitor, as Scribe Rothschild suspected. Until further notice, scribes are ordered to cease any and all experiments that involve the rerouting of power from any of the robot subsystems. Okay, so this is a later one and they basically made it worse. There's a beautiful German word for that kind of stuff. It's called verschlimmbessern, which basically means trying to fix something or trying to make something better, and in the process actually making it worse. And that's basically what they did here. So how does it look like now? I mean, that is an improvement, I guess. Internal processors are doing fine, but still no mobility and navigation translation. Weapons are doing decent. It is the assessment of Scribe Rothschild that once the power management issues are solved, mobility and navigation translation will jump to at least 50%, well within acceptable operating capacity. Okay, so they are finally making some progress apparently. Let's have a look at the journal. Okay, these are in order. Another day, another setback. We had tried, of course, rerouting power from weapons to the robot's other subsystems several times. Each attempt ended in failure thanks to the robot's overly aggressive combat subroutines. It's almost as if there's some hidden pocket of AI that keeps pushing against us, refusing to let anyone drain power from the weapon systems. I guess it shouldn't surprise me, considering why he was constructed in the first place. That's why I began work on the neural dampener in the first place. I was convinced I could trick the robot into thinking I had actually redistributed the power from some other subsystems. But the damn thing proved smarter than that, certainly smarter than me. All I managed to do was fry some of his circuitry again and set us back another 3 months. Alright. I'm tired of trying to reroute power like some kind of snot-nosed initiate. I don't care what kind of drain it puts on the scribe's ability to research and maintain the weapons and armor. I'm proceeding with the AVF experiments. If I can successfully create an accelerated vector fusion module similar to the technology I saw Dr. Lee working with all those years ago, we'll have our first real chance of getting the robot fully operational. Well, seems pretty optimistic here. Maybe then the Western Elders will realize our worth. Sounds like he has something to prove here, huh? Unfortunately, the accelerated vector fusion experiments haven't gone as planned. Bowditch suffered second-degree burns, and at one point we accidentally channeled so much power to the robot's head laser, it discharged and nearly killed Elder Lyons. He was not pleased. Yeah, I can imagine. Maybe this system is just not feasible. Maybe it will never work. Anyway, voice emitter test. Voice emitter test initialized. Oh, I guess I can listen to it. Initiate activation sequence. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Let's maybe go out.
Audio functionality test initialized. Designation Liberty Prime.
There he is.
The liberation of Anchorage, Alaska. Primary targets: any and all Red Chinese invaders. Emergency Communist Acquisition Directive. Immediate self-destruct. Better dead than red.
Well, yep, the voice is working perfectly, I would say. But that's pretty much everything that's working, right? Now, we have, like, the activation sequence here, but I mean, the robot is not supposed to work to begin with, so this shouldn't really do anything, right? Yep, insufficient power.
Supplies for repairs.
But yeah, that is a very large robot. They actually tried to build it. Anyway, let's look around a bit more.
Need something, friend? Yes, Elder, I understand. Forgive me for speaking out of turn. My frustration got the better of me.
There's another scribe, Peabody.
The Elders sent word of your arrival. I am Scribe Peabody. Welcome, etc. Now, I'm really very busy. Is there something you needed?
Well, I do have the usual questions. Let's talk about the Brotherhood.
You want to talk to Scribe Jameson. She's the archivist, not me.
Alright, fair enough. What about the scribes?
Indeed I can. Pay no heed to those headstrong knights with their pop guns and bravado. It is the scribes who make the Brotherhood what it truly is. The brawn is useless without the brain. Each order of scribes is dedicated to a unique field, all equally important, all more important than those dim-witted grunts.
And the orders are, well, I'm sure I know this by now. And since we already found, like, the quill and the shield, I'm guessing he's like the sword guy.
Sword,
there we
of
go.
Course. Weapons, my girl. You name it, I've helped someone kill it.
All right.
I'm the proctor of the Order of the Sword, you see. Weapons research, development, and maintenance, all my responsibility.
Sounds good to me.
Certainly.
Let's talk about the Enclave.
So they have plasma weapons. Bah! It's strong technology, I'll give you that, but limited in modability.
I've already started removing the compensators on our laser weapons to cut through the black devil power armor of theirs.
We'll drop them like any other meat, don't you worry.
You are very dramatic, are you not? Anyway, let's talk super mutants.
Foul, detestable beasts. They're like an infestation. We cut them down and they return again and again. Always so determined to kill or capture. But why?
Yeah, someone should find out more about that and where they come from and stuff. What is your repair skill, by the way?
Ha! With my eyes closed. And I will, too. But it will cost you, outsider.
Of course. Okay, it's basically the same. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Until next time.
He doesn't really have that much to say. Then again, it's probably just, you know, a repeat of what we've heard before. Oh, well, look at that. Weapon Information Research Database. Got a pistol, an assault rifle, a laser pistol, and a laser rifle. The 10mm N99 sidearm was standard issue military gear following the phase out of the N80 in 2051. The N99 was known for its ability to survive in the harshest of conditions, and in many tests the weapon was able to reliably be restored to working condition after an extended period of time exposed to hard elements and without maintenance. The N99 proved to stand up to its claims, and as a result it is one of the most common weapons found in use in the wasteland. While many civilian weapons were ruined beyond use in the exterior conditions following the war, the N99 is commonly able to be easily restored to working order by anyone with the most basic knowledge of firearm mechanics. However, the N99 in poor condition can often deliver low target and armor penetration, frequent jamming, and greatly reduced accuracy. Fortunately, the weapon was produced in great numbers and units are available for replacement parts. Yeah, not really a weapon that I use a lot. I do like me some assault rifles though. But I mean, I mostly use the Chinese version of it. The R series of combat assault rifles was used reliably following the discontinuation of the M series in the early 21st century. The R series, produced by civilian manufacturer Stand Security Solutions, was made in many models and variations. The variation most common to the DC Wasteland is the R91 Full Auto Urban Assault Rifle. This rifle was standard issue for the National Guard during urban pacification operations. Fortunately, for our purposes, the Nation Guard had been fully deployed around the DC area during the time of the war. As a result, the R91 is readily available for those willing to search. Although nearly 2 centuries of scavenging has reduced the numbers of working units, the R91 remains a favorite of slavers and raiders. This rifle can also often be obtained from legitimate traders and arms dealers. Like any firearm, the R91's effectiveness and accuracy can suffer without regular maintenance. And tell me about the laser pistol. The AEP-7 laser pistol was put into service to replace the AEP-5, a model which was notorious for its problems with overheating. The AEP-7 features a new design in the photonic focusing chamber, as well as an entirely redesigned focusing crystal pattern. The bulk and weight have both been reduced over previous models, and it was likely that within the new few development cycles the successor to the AEP-7 would replace the N99 10mm as a standard issue sidearm for all forces. The AEP-7 took advantage of new manufacturing techniques developed shortly before the Great War. Although many were produced, most did not make it into field service because of logistics problems concerning their deployment during active wartime. The AEP-7 can be rare find in the Citadel Capital Wasteland, and any models that are produced should be returned to the Citadel for repair and recalibration before field deployment. Okay, so laser weapons were a fairly new invention by the time of the war, and that's why they are kind of rare. And the laser rifle. Unlike many of the weapons in use today, the AER-9 is actually not the top laser rifle that was in service at the time of the Great War. The model line went up to the state-of-the-art AER-12, which saw service in a handful of specialty units. The reason that the AER-9 is much more commonly found is that it was much sturdier and more reliable than the models that followed. The AER-9 features a titanium-housed crystal array which proved to withstand long years of exposure to the elements much better than the gold alloy housing of the later models. As a result, the crystal arrays stayed focused within operating parameters, rather than falling completely out of focus like the newer models. As with all energy weapons, the AER-9 can suffer from poor performance if not properly maintained. The crystal arrays and non-mechanical components are delicate, and if not properly serviced can lead to a loss of beam intensity, overheating, and energy regulation failure. Okay, interesting information. Not that
Hello,
useful for
Strike
me,
Peabody.
but still.
I trust that things are well with you.
Greetings, Elder. I wish I could say that things were well. Unfortunately, I am still having supply problems. When Kasdan...
That name is not to be spoken
Oh,
within
dear.
the Citadel. Do you understand? I wish it were not so, truly I do. But he is outcast. He has been judged.
I understand, sir. But the outcasts have stolen a great deal of our uncatalogued equipment. I am beginning to run short of supplies for repairs.
I understand, Peabody. But you'll need to make do the best you can. If our weapons can't penetrate that Enclave armor, we stand no chance.
Yes, Elder. I understand. I'm sure we've got the parts around here somewhere.
Well, the Elder is quite demanding, apparently. But either way, the episode is getting very long, so I'm going to make a cut here. And yeah, we still haven't explored all of it, so we will continue this in the next episode. But for now, let's call it a day as always. Thank you for watching, and see you again next time.